Hello, my name is Grant McCorquodale, and today I'm here to talk to you about autonomous vehicles and what is required for them to be fully implemented into society. First off, we need to discuss what exactly is an autonomous vehicle. They're commonly referred to as AVs for short. These vehicles are essentially computers on wheels, as they are a variety of sensors and processors that must accurately make decisions based on the surroundings that are around the vehicle. There are a couple of different factors that must be considered whenever you are trying to fully implement these vehicles into society. As they currently stand, they are not the safest things. The first of these is going to be technological advancement. Of course, the computers and processors and sensors that are within these vehicles need to continuously become better in order for these vehicles to become more prominent. The second of these things is going to be infrastructure. There's currently not enough roads that support the autonomous vehicles, at least in their current state. As the technological advancements continue to occur, this infrastructure will become less needed. However, as of right now, in order to train these vehicles, it is something that is essentially a necessity. The third thing that is requirement for these AVs to become more prominent is going to be regulatory structure. And so laws that currently regard AVs are pretty negative towards it, which is, with all due respect, pretty normal, considering that these vehicles are not necessarily meant to be everywhere as it stands at the moment. The last thing that needs to be brought up is morality. That's where things start to get a little bit hairy, just because with moral questions, there is never one true answer. So let's get into the technological advancement. So really, the primary thing that needs to improve is the ability for sensors to accurately detect their surroundings, recreate said surroundings, and then on top of that, make split decisions based off of, well, what is around the vehicle. This is incredibly difficult and requires a lot of computer processing power. Because of this, the technological advancements needed will also be incredibly expensive, which is something that a lot of people don't typically take into consideration. There will need to be significant decreases to costs of the technology that will be implemented into AVs if we are to see more of them on the roads. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is infrastructure improvements. So because of the current roads that are everywhere, they are designed for human drivers to take them everywhere, essentially. AVs were never taken into consideration because that was something that was only thought up of in the Jetsons. Newer roads can be developed with more sensors in them, so that way they can essentially train the computers that are in AVs, so that way they can be further implemented. The third thing that I want to talk about is regulatory structure. So laws that are currently surrounding AVs are preventing them from being on the road. This is mainly due to safety concerns, which are with very much so they're needed as of right now, and they will continue to be needed as well. One of the big things is that you just need to keep everybody safe that's on the road. The other thing that's a huge thing is because there are a variety of sensors and they're continuously taking up data around them. This data needs to be stored somewhere, and then it also brings up the question of cybersecurity. If there are issues with cybersecurity and there are not laws that are pertaining to AVs in particular, then there is potential for any of the sensors, processors to be hacked just the same way that a normal computer would. The last thing that I want to talk about is morality questions. So I'm sure you've heard of things like the trolley question, where, say, there's one person on a track and there's multiple people on a separate track, and you have to make a decision on which one to put the trolley on. It's very difficult to make an autonomous vehicle make that decision, and it's pretty much impossible to determine what the right answer is. And so when it comes to morality, that's always going to be an issue, and there's continuously going to be questions, and there's never really going to be a right answer. But those moral questions should be used in order to determine continuously the development of AVs. So thank you. I appreciate it, and have a good day.